maybe I can keep some of the good mojo I've had with the first run tonight. Oh, pardon me, one sec. You know, and it's probably for the best that we restarted, because I didn't even realize accidentally they never turned back on the Celeste music. It was a bit of a shame, because like that's the best part of Celeste, so it'd be a shame not to actually go through with it. And I didn't do a countdown or anything, but good of a time as any to actually like jump right into things. See, like, oh man, like this is already not as good of a prologue run as that first run. That's what I was afraid of happening if I kept resetting. Nevertheless. Alright. Tiny hops. I mean, not too tiny, because it would be embarrassing to, like, die right in that cinematic area. Do we have any other regular viewers? Technically, you are definitely the most consistent one. There are, like, friends I had from the LP community earlier on, and I don't think they get to make too many of my streams, but they have been supporting me in a lot of other ways, so I wouldn't rule them out just because of that. But in terms just of the streams, you definitely have been one of the most consistent people to show up to them. Oh shoot, you know what? I forgot they could have just gone over the top there. I say that'd be good to know for next time, but as far as I'm concerned, there's not going to be another time. At least tonight. And by the next time I stream on this game, I'm not going to remember what I was just preaching. Right. Oof. That's a new death, but I think I can't. Sorry, Mom. Had to talk to me. To bridge what I was saying earlier, you definitely have been the most consistent viewer. The other closest thing I can think of are some of my friends that I've known from like early days in the LP community. But even then, I don't think they can. I don't think they can. I get the feeling they would love to make my streams, but don't get as many opportunities to make the streams. I just don't want to outrule the support that they've had to me in other avenues beyond just Twitch streaming. Alright. It'll be interesting to see the time I got for this chapter. Okay, that's at least better than the first time. It's a good thing, like, they don't, as far as I can tell at least, the speed run doesn't count the time frame in these particular areas. Alright, so like I was saying before, this is probably one of the few opportunities I get to actually practice the ground tech with this game. So getting consistent with that could probably help my times out a bit. But then again, like, I'm such a noob at Celeste speedrunning that even just little things like remembering the pathing so I could actually hit the ground properly is good too. Also, one day I want to be able to like hit both of those platforms without falling down, because I know that it would look cool, but I'm pretty sure I would assume that at least it would help out with my time too. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I was saying, I mean, like, An important thing about stream viewers though is you shouldn't don't feel obligated. Like if you have something more important to do, of course, go do that. But I always do appreciate when people are able to show up. And I only keep saying that because I really don't want to come off like... I don't want to come off like that as homework to show up to a stream, if you know what I mean. Like, it's gotta be something you want to do. Like, to earn the affiliate and all that, I do want to earn it. Like, I assume that if people want to watch the stream, then that means I'm doing a good job with the streaming. First try. Now if I get this first try, then we actually got a good run on our hands. Being careful not to make mistakes in silly areas. Okay, I think I might actually have a path going on here. Not sure if it's the fastest path. Wow, I just realized we got this first try. The average 1.1 viewers. Well, you did just get started streaming, right? This stuff takes time. Like I said, like I have been streaming for years, and I'm only just now thinking that I may someday actually get close enough. And yeah, actually, like with the ground tech, it's probably actually faster to just go along the ground than it is to try to like go across all those speed panels. But yeah, the best thing you can do to like get more consistent viewers is to just keep streaming. For one, like, if people know you're going to keep streaming, it'll give them more incentive to come back. But two, the more you, like practically everything, the more you practice it, the better you get. I think like talking is something that like a lot of people underestimate, but talking is a perfect example of something that gets better the more you practice it. I appreciate the support. Alright. 316. Trying... I don't know if that's better or not, but it feels better. And I think that's just as important. Especially because I'm not, like, trying to get world record or anything. Ooh. Yeah, like... And this is probably an area that I could probably save a whole bunch of time on as well if I could, like, get that ground tech taken care of. I mean, let's not forget that, like, the big reason I run New Game Plus is because, like, I'm a noob with the speedrunning tech. So I feel like the dashes, like, take away a lot of the intimidation of a normal Celeste speedrun. If only because, like, there's so many shortcuts you can get from areas that you normally wouldn't be able to get to with a single dash. The amount of dashes you would normally have at this point of the adventure. Yeah, like, I wouldn't have been able to get away with that in a normal run. And get through this. Oof. No. I don't know why I all of a sudden have a gut desire to try to get that strawberry, even though, like, it'll only slow me down. And I guess, like, it get for that, get down here. If that was something fairly easily. Yeah, hopefully, I don't mean to ignore what you're saying. I just don't know. I just don't got a good way to answer that question, especially without knowing what it is. Right. But hopefully going through the stream and doing my thing at least helps with the enjoyment to some degree. Yeah, and I'm not sure how well I'll actually see it in the chat. But you can try, and I can try to read it when I get the chance to. Depending on like how big it is, it might be better to do as a whisper or a message in some other form. But you can. I don't think there's too much going on in the chat that'd be a burden to at least say what it is. I love when I can cheese out things in this mode. Probably my favorite part about running this particular category. Right, boop that down. Get that over there. Now, what's the quickest path to ratio? Yeah, this level's the bane of my runs. Like, part of it is a lack of familiarity, but part of it is these fuzzies. And not to knock on wood too soon, I don't think they're giving me as hard of a time as they could be. There's still plenty of time for them to be troublesome though, so not gonna count my chickens before they hatch. Wow, did I actually get through all that? First try? Wow. And just remember I can just dash up there. Shoot, why did I forget where Orisho is already? Always the worst part of these runs. Yeah. If you don't mind, Lava, maybe you can like forward me it, or like whisper that to me too, just on the off chance that I don't get to see it before chat gets overrun. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about chat getting overrun for a bit, but just in case. Because I'm trying to read it off the corner of my eye, and all I can see is the shape of the text, not necessarily the words. There's probably like a better way to set up my stream to see things better, but a lot of it's just having to do with trying to keep my focus on the game, especially for these more technical areas. Got to add the ignore because they grew a lot bigger. Yeah, this is definitely probably going to be one of those types of things that be better to discuss after the speed run. Because it definitely sounds important, but I can't quite make out the details without like stopping everything I'm doing right at the moment, which I wouldn't mind doing in a normal situation, but speedrun and all, like, time's not gonna pause itself for me. Oh, shoot. It's okay. I mean, don't feel bad about asking. I'm just explaining why I'm not reading it. Because it would be something I'd love to read. I just don't know when I'll get a good opportunity to read it in this particular environment. Forget about just how generous they are with them in this area. I mean, there's been a few hiccups in this level, but it does still feel like a lot of it's been going smoother than it normally does for this. I still want to know the mystery behind that area, because it definitely feels like I could have sworn when I did actually read speedrun footage a long time ago, it did feel like I could actually get through that wall of fuzzies, and if I could, that would save a huge chunk of time. But of course, I don't remember how that works, if it's even possible. Maybe it's a bug of an older version. Alright, so get up here, get ready to dash upwards. Oh no, I'm so close to that being a smooth run and I just choked at the very last section of it. It's fine. I choke a lot in this level, so as long as I don't choke more than usual, we're still good. Awesome. We're already at Mr. Orisho. The main confrontation. Yeah, of course I get the bonk when I'm not, the one time I'm not in an opportunity to make use out of it. Yeah, I was just going for gonna try to just bonk his head on a whim, but it turns out I didn't even need that. Oof. Why did I dash? Something I'm noticing that's different about this run, or tonight in general, I'm a lot more bold. Because I would not have tried to dash on the ground right before those fuzzies in a normal run. I normally wouldn't take this bottom half. I mean, I wouldn't normally hit the fuzzies on the bottom, but that's mostly because I would normally not take that bottom half. Jeez. Maybe it's just because I know I can get under an hour 33, so I'm doing it. Okay, at least I got a new room. That's a checkpoint at the very least. Bomb combo? Shoot, that was so close to being smooth, and yet I had to do it dumb. Alright. Ah, shoot. Ah. Yeah, that was weird. My whole mindset was going slightly slower is better than redoing the room 20 times. And then I just like had a last minute bolt. First time I played... Yeah, if it's about Mr. Arusho, I could definitely see the struggles with this level. Give me 1 sec and I'll catch the rest of that. Probably the part that will actually... that's actually important. Wow, that actually counts as a bonk. First time I played this, I had trouble with Mr. Arusho's boss. Maybe it's just like the glory of Celeste, but like I didn't even consider this a boss. I think like it... but I guess when you break it down, like it could be, and that's kind of part of the charm of this game, where boss fights, quote-unquote, don't actually feel like bosses. It just feels like part of another obstacle you have to overcome. And yet, like, it feels more natural than, like, when other platformers do it. Like, I feel like, for some reason, like, Mario games do it a lot, where, like, they make the quote-unquote bosses more like platforming challenges. I think, like, the final boss in Mario 3D World sticks out in mind a lot for that particular reason. And I guess I bring it up because it like seems like doesn't really seem like that boss. It doesn't quite feel right. Like when I see those games, I'm thinking like I miss when Mario had actual boss fights instead of like obstacle courses. But of course, like with the confrontation against Madeline at the end there, like I can imagine that being any other way. It doesn't feel like a fight, but it just feels like a perfect confrontation that fits the mood and melody of the area. You like the Super Mario Bros. Wii final boss? Yeah, I can see that. Like, new Super Mario Bros. Is kind of a little infamous for just the casual tone that it has. But there definitely are elements of that final boss fight that I appreciate them going for. Wow. This is the stuff with the double dash that I should be doing more often. Skipping whole sections of rooms like that. This, I just kind of have a feeling for some reason that I need a double dash. Maybe I like don't need it as soon as I use it, but it feels like I can't cheese that room quite as easily as some of the other ones. Ah, shoot. There probably is like some way I could like do what I was going for, but until I figure that out, I think it's safer just to like, take the bottom half. Speaking of doing things all wrong, that definitely isn't the fastest way to approach that room. But here we are. I'll read it a little closer, but if I'm getting the general gist, you're like saying that like New Super Mario Bros. Series is infamous for being bland, which I can agree to. There's probably more to that I'm reading, and I'll try to get to the rest of that when I can. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Shoot. I'm a little worried that like I've been doing so good earlier on, but because I'm getting like too experimental and too risky in this level in particular, I'm a little worried I'm like gonna screw up a lot of my time from that. But I think like shoot. I think a big reason why I'm still around sub 130 when the majority of people speedrunning this category are much lower is because I'm missing out on some obvious skips. But that does feel like something I'm actually learning from this level in particular. Or like this run in particular. Great. Come on. Shoot. I was a little worried I wouldn't get that in time. If it's for... Oh yeah, having a lot of them and them being bland. And I think like it's kind of like the Call of Duty effect, where like they... Even when they take the time to be creative, that's kind of hard to appreciate that creativity because of how frequently they're coming out. I think that's like a reason why like I could make the argument that like Sword and Shield could be so much better if they like weren't trying to push out a Pokemon game once every year. Now, if I could figure out a way to get this room good first try, that would take me so much time. I'll take a second try though. I feel it definitely feels like less times than the last run. But Luigi U is okay. Now I think like I would argue that Luigi U, the only reason like it would stand out more is just because it was made with a more hardcore audience in mind, where they actually designed the levels to have a challenge. While like the new Super Mario Bros. Series, they had to like keep in mind making the levels for people of a more general demographic. Shoot. But then again, like I never got around to playing Mario Bros. U. I feel like I can get a general idea of like, I feel like I can stand by my points because I've seen playthroughs of the game, so I feel like I have a general enough idea of them. And I don't think I played U. I played like Wii, and maybe I played U, but I definitely didn't own U. Yeah, why am I screwing up this? This is like a hand-fed for single dash people, and I have a double dash, and I still like had like several tries on that room. This I can imagine being fun in a speed run, just because like you can like do the ground text to go really far and fast in combination with the wind. Shiny Sneasel. I'd have to actually look it up in Pokemon Gold to see how many Shiny Sneasels total I have, but I know for today I got 3. I don't feel like that actually answered your question though, because I know we were talking about that earlier. Remind me when the speed run is a little bit closer to being over, and I'll check my Sneasel count. So chapter complete. I don't feel that great about this one or this level. That definitely feels higher than I typically do on Golden Ridge. Well, I'm glad I answered your question. Whew. I've been going like pretty straight, so gonna just hydrate real quick here. Hopefully that doesn't count towards the time. If it does, well, so be it. I'm sure like the relief it gives me more than pays off for that. Alright. Another good time to remember that dashing on the ground makes you go faster. Button. Well, that was an effective way to do a whole load of nothing. Well, maybe I'm jumping the gun. No, I'm not. Okay, I think I remember now. I have to, like, go down here and go up. No, I have to go up this way in particular. Maybe I could actually pull this off in the double dash run and just skip. I don't know. It's probably simpler just to go for the obstacle course. It's not that far away. Yeah, it's like literally one bubble. The thing is, I don't need to get affiliate, It was just a goal I was shooting for a long period of time. I think of a lot of it was like a featured. A lot of it was that they made a feature that I used to have exclusive to affiliate, and that's like the concept of just like being able to upload stuff to Twitch as a pre-recorded video, which was like, I do that on YouTube a lot, so I feel like I was part of the drive to actually try to get to affiliate was to like get that back. Now I'm like, but now it's more so just like, it's more for the features and actually thinking that like, if I get affiliate, then I've made it, then I'm actually gonna like get, then all my problems are gonna magically be solved. Okay. Shoot, wrong way. And this is why I have terrible speedruns in Celeste, because I get lost in this level in particular. You need it! Oh, yeah, it would make me happy. And you're probably right, that's enough reason to drive for it in of itself. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to be, like, optimistic no matter what, like, and a lot of it's just, like, part of it's, like, not wanting to put extra pressure on people to just support me just because I need it. But also it's just, like, me trying to, like, focus on appreciating what I got rather than what I don't got. I guess there's a little balance to it, because like having a drive is how you achieve better things for yourself. So I'll accept that there's like a middle ground. Right. I'll try this a couple times. That probably did save a little bit of time myself. Good lord, this level's reminding me just how dark my television screen is. And you can probably, like, just cheese. Maybe I can't quite cheese it, I probably gotta hit the button first. That's probably just to grab onto here, so I can go over there, and there's the key. And if I recall, like, I just need to go right a lot, and I'll be able to get to use the key. Oh, that's just for a strawberry. What am I... What? Hopefully I remember to skip. Because otherwise, like, all this in... Next person that comes to your stream, tell them to... I appreciate the support. I do want to... I don't want to come across rude about it, though. I'm just confident it'll happen eventually. There's a lot I've been picking up with streaming in of itself. That alone's giving me the confidence that if I get too aggressive about it, then it'll never happen, but feels as long as I just like keep improving myself, it's something that's inevitably gonna happen. 3 viewers is not that many in the grand scheme of things. Like, that's the only reason I kinda had the confidence early on that I'd be able to get it so easily. It's a little bit more work than you would think, but it isn't. But like, once we actually get a good following going, then I'm pretty confident that 3 viewers will be easy. It's a situation where like once I actually hit affiliate, then it's gonna be pretty easy to keep getting it that consistently. One day you may even reach affiliate, of course. And I feel the fact that you're like consistently getting like that viewer average in general, you're already making good pace in the short amount of time that you've been starting to stream. Alright, how are we doing? I think like this is an area in particular that I gotta like really try to remember the shortcuts. Well, right now I just gotta remember that have good timing with hitting the skip cutscene button, because like every time zooms in, like Battle and Malin have an exchange. So there's almost like a little rhythm there to like skipping the cutscenes. We got 12 followers in 2 weeks, which is amazing. Like I said, like I've been doing it for a while, and like half the reason I only have as many as I have is just because of the inconsistency, and like part of my following start came when YouTube was a thing, or like I started out. The thing is, when you've been doing this for a while, you start out early. You can have a lot of people follow because they are following. When a lot of people follow early on, and then they just don't unfollow later on, and I'm scrambling on my words exactly what to say. The point of it all, first and foremost, let's get to your point. That's amazing that you've gotten followers that quickly, and like the only reason like I have as many as I do is because I've been doing it for so long. The fact that you're making as good a pace as you are is great in and of itself. You're not even like other people from school. Like you're like other people beyond like your normal social circles are following along, and that's a great sign in and of itself. You know, I picked up some advice that I probably need to be better practicing myself. That like a good way to like be more successful with Twitch followers and all that is just like getting together with your circle of friends and having them support you stream. Like even you're just saying like, hey, I'm playing a game, you should check out this site called twitchtv.com and watch me play the games there. And that allows you to get... That's the advice I picked up from other people, that just like, even if like you only have like one friend follow you around, just the fact that like, I guess the point that they were trying to get at, and therefore I'm trying to get at, is when you tie in on with your social circles to help you with streaming, one, it's a lot easier to actually commentate and stream when there's someone going around, and two, people are more likely to join in on a stream if they already see people doing the stream as well. It feels a little contradictory of someone my size to like try to preach about streaming and being successful with it, but I mean, like, this is the thing. And just so you know, it is not cheating to have your friends watch you and support you and all that. I feel like a lot of successful people have ties to the social circle and all that. Alright, if I recall correctly, this is a huge time saver. This is a place that, like, double dash breaks everything I've previously known about speedrunning this game. Like, dash there, and you have just barely enough space to do 2 dashes, grab the edge here, and skip all the puzzles. All the stuff where normally you have to like get a bunch of keys and all that, and like, man. Oof. I could die here like 5 times and it'd still be less time. It'd be less time lost than not doing that skip. Hopefully we don't have to die 5 times because I want to get better, not just improve. Whew. Like, I can get your sentiment of why it feels like cheating, but I don't think it's not against Twitch terms and services. Again, that's just what I think. I also need to be better practicing what I preach, because like I said, like, the fact that you're one of the most consistent followers I have on Twitch, one of the most consistent viewers, I should say, when I've had friends that I've known for years, a lot of it's just on me being as modest as I am, not like reaching out to them more often and asking them to come by and join. Alright, this is the room where just like mess, just like have to get one thing. I wish I could just dash into this and break it myself, because I can never quite figure out a good angle to lure him in from. Maybe if I just stand up here. No, I think it's just slightly too far away. what even was that? Learning something in 2 weeks and... Here... Fishy, 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 get death. Coming out and play. Come on, this way. Perfect. Now I just can't die in the process of redeeming that. And we're good. It's good to have variety on what you stream. Yeah. I can imagine that if that works for you, then that's great. I hear mixed things. Like, I think it depends on, like, just the direction you want to approach with your streaming. Because I know, like, some people, it works better for them to, like, consistently stream one particular thing. But I think, like, if you're already variety streaming, then it is better to keep up with that variety, because the variety is what they're following it for. And I bring that up because it's probably more for people who already have, like, something they're established in on other platforms, like YouTube and that. A good example is Pokemon Go YouTubers doing Pokemon Go streaming, maybe branching out and doing something like a TGC or Sword and Shield. Twitch is definitely an environment different from YouTube in the sense where your variety is encouraged more. There's definitely still something that stands out for people who do stand for things in a particular situation. And I'm trying, but I do think like some of it comes out of my mouth, and you know, some of your viewers are Minecraft viewers, some of them are Fall Guys viewers. Yeah. That's a good, I think that's the pro about doing a variety. Different people have different preferences, but they also can't make every single stream. Like, they're not gonna make it to every single stream. So if you do that variety, you have a better chance of those different people coming up. Like, I'm kind of just like, I don't know, man, half of what I'm saying is just rambling out of my mouth, but like, there's some points I'm making at it. A little tricky to try to sort that out. Thanks, Pubaloo. Oh. I thought I could just, like, make that on its own. Yeah, it's a mystery to us all. Alright, remember to throw, then grab him up. Alright. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a bad time in this area, because this definitely does not feel like a good run of the Mirror Temple, even by my standards. Oof. I did not remember there being two, and I panicked, and... Perfect. That wall... All of this time I've been wondering the purpose of that wall, and finally, the purpose of that wall revealed itself to me. It was like the one time I needed the wall to be there, and it was there. Oh, please don't crush Theo. I realized the problem I was in the moment that I saw him get stuck up there. And now, why did you have to come in here with me? Who, Pubaloo? Good question. I'm struggling to figure out the context that you're referring to, even. So, if it came out of my mouth, it was probably just random gibberish that came out of my mouth. In the concept of trying to do this run, but not get hit by Mr. Baddie Man. The eyes, and the thing, and... You know what, I was gonna say, you know what would make all this worthwhile if I got this first try? But nah, there's no way that's gonna happen. Like, I have no idea how this particular part works. Okay. I kinda see how this works now. Except, shoot, the problem is I have to do it practically all in one motion. What am I doing? I have double dash. You said thanks, Poopaloo. Yeah, that sounds like gibberish that would come out of my mouth when I'm panicking about not getting dead by these guys. That's probably what it is. That's probably all. Alright. How does this feel better, yet worse, than the usual runs? I think half of it is like, usually I try to like do some sort of tech and throw a feel around to try to get through it quickly, but I took my time more than usual, and for some reason I think that's actually faster than just constantly picking up feel and dropping him and picking him up and dropping him or whatever it is. Yeah. How do I host? Good question. I think if you go to your stream channel, if you go to your stream feed, like if you have like all the options out like I do, it's kind of it's gonna be hard for me to explain while I'm going through with the motions. It's one of those things that I find easier to show rather than tell, but you go to your stream manager and I think the option to host is there. If not, like it's like in, it could be just like how you could also like type a command into your own chat to host as well. It's the same format as the last time I explained how to type something in command in your chat. Wow, this was not the level I was expecting to like get out there. I think it's like / host space the name of the person you want to host. Yeah, this was not the part that I was expecting to like mess up. Okay. I mean, there's still plenty of things I can do to make up for lost time. I don't know if dashing repeatedly is one of them, but it does make me feel better. Alright. Now, if I recall... I was gonna say, I could have sworn I recall, like, some area I could cheese, but just finding the feather right away and dashing like that probably helps too. I'm not even sure I need that guy for there, or I could just dash. Well, thanks for the host. I'm actually surprised it's not showing up because I do have an alert set for hosting. But it's probably like some limitation with Twitch. And it's also probably for the best that it's not, that the host alert's not going off anyways, because like last time it went off, it was a little bit of a distraction. Again, kind of wondering if I even need to bother with this. But that's a skip I'll figure out later. Shoot. I think there's enough time for him to come back before I run out of stamina. Thank goodness. But I think more importantly, I lost a little time. You want... Yeah, I believe ya. Like, I'm pretty sure the only reason that it didn't show up is just... There's probably, like... You probably have to have, like, a certain... There's probably, like, a viewer count. Like how Twitch used to have a feature where, like, race didn't work unless you had, like, so many. I wouldn't be surprised with something like that with hosting. Because, like, I host a lot of people and it often doesn't show up on their alerts because, like, it's just me when I'm doing the host. So, it's perfectly understandable that the hosting's not showing up on my end, but it's appreciated nevertheless. I am amazed that worked. Oh, I just remembered. Fun part's coming up. Not sure if I've actually ever taken this route before. And like if there's a way that I can like take some time with it, that'd be great. You know what? What am I doing? I can just dash over there. This is what I mean. Like there's a lot of obvious shortcuts that I'm constantly overlooking that I'm sure would like easily make me able to do this under an hour. The good news though is that I seem to learn a new one every single stream. So eventually I'm gonna catch up on all normal tricks. Obviously, like, actually like watching a Celeste speedrun would help too. And I mean, like, I did once, but it's just like hard for me to put the time aside to watch that stuff consistently. Oof. I was sort of onto something, but safe route's probably safer. I mean, maybe. I mean, when I have two dashes, it's probably obvious to save a little time by skipping a few of those feathers. Ooh, no. It's fine. It's fine. I have two dashes. I can still make it. What will happen to the host after the stream ends? It just ends. Like, anyone watching it just gets a blank screen when they go to your channel. So nothing is really lost after you host. If you really feel up to it, you can host another person after that person streams in that same faction. Okay. It's kind of both a relief and a little frustration that I don't recall my best times for these levels beforehand. Because it takes a lot of pressure out of like when I screw up. But it kind of makes me nervous about when I am actually pulling it off. Okay. Speaking of, thank you, safety net. I would love to figure out how to go through that narrow area, because I'm sure that would save a bunch of time. But it just feels way too risky for me. I'm pretty sure I have attempted to go there before and just died. Oof. Again, love the double dash because it's a backup in case I accidentally screw up. Okay, takes my time here. No, what am I doing? That. I love how the music deafens in the water. A lot of games do that sort of element, and it's pretty neat. Man, but speaking of neat, best part coming out right here. I feel like I've gotten pretty good here in particular. Hopefully, like, I can keep up and actually showcase everything I learned from the last run or so of this. Like, when I can actually showcase a double dash properly, it's so cool. A little anticlimactic when I, like, die to that of all things. I've done cooler. I won't deny that. But slightly slow is better than death. Ironic. Those little balls always screw me up. Just when you think again. Yeah. Again, I probably said the last time I streamed this, but this is easily one of, if not my favorite part of this entire game. Everything just feels perfect. And it's even more perfect when you actually got smooth movement for it. Oof. Yeah, I already feel pretty confident that this is probably not one of my best runs of Reflection. I don't know, there was like a part later on in the level that I was like, definitely started screwing up a bit more. Oh, that's the trap. Fun. Like, that would be been an area if I got first try would have saved me a bit of time. Right into the spears. Again. I don't know how that didn't register getting hit, but I'll take it. I guess, like, even exchange. I dodge near death, I get hit by the opposite. Hard. Happy is that there's a rhythm to it. And I feel like if I get good with it, double dashing would cheese this area out so much. But for now, it's a good safety net in case I do dumb. Sometimes it saves me as a safety net. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's not enough. We'll leave it at that. Alright. Shoot. If I could like bait the laser down a little bit so I can actually land on there, that would save me a bit of time in and of itself. I think that's another area that kind of trips me over a bit. I did not hit the pink, I dashed into the ceiling. I'd argue against the game, but I'm not the one that makes the rules. Hop. Right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I think that's a... Maybe it's not the trickiest area, but it seems like it. I think this all just comes down to, like, thematic movement. One of these is the last one. Okay, I think now it's just, like, cutscene for the most part. Okay, no, there's a little bit more. I should just, like, go by the logic of green is safe, blue is death. That's not it. Oh, that's right, there's some pink there. Okay, I think if I dash straight up, the momentum would carry me over. I had something there, going there. But this only would have been worth it if I actually pulled it off first try. What is that? Short answer, I don't do raids in Pokemon Go streams. It's not something I would exactly be it's not something I'd be opposed to, but the situation hasn't really ever lined up that way, because the area I'm most comfortable streaming from is home. And there's no gyms to do from home. And then there's like also the complications of the friends list. I mean, it's only a complication for me because like I make all social interactions more complicated than they need to be. I wouldn't rule it out to completely. I'm not gonna say it will never happen, but it definitely hasn't happened yet, and I don't see a moment quite yet that it will happen. It would be cool to do. Alright. Double dash saved my butt there. Alright. I can still get this first try and make up for a lot of the flips I've had. Or I could like dash right into the abyss and completely negate all the work I've done. Favorite show as a kid. I wasn't much of a TV person, but I definitely had favorite shows. It just takes a little bit of digging. First things that come to my mind aren't even shows like movies, like the Lion King and 101 Dalmatians were like real classic movies to me. Anime films and that. Okay. Awesome. We're at the dash for Rio. The sucky part is we're almost at an hour, but I think I said this last time, and we still got a PB. So it's not the end of the world. Like, I don't know which would be my favorite off the top of my head, but there's definitely, like, a lot of classics that still come to mind. Like Chippendale Rescue Rangers was the one that I had a lot of sentimental value towards as a kid. Almost best friends in Pokemon Go. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Oh, that's the end of the chapter. Alright. I mean, 3 minutes. I don't know what a good time normally is for the summon, but if we can get 20 minutes, we definitely got a record. I would say half an hour is a good goal, and normally it would be. Like, hour 30 is the normal average, so I wouldn't be opposed to getting that, but I would love to like get an hour 20, get at least close to an hour 23 again, especially because I feel like there's so many things I did better this run. But it feels like despite all the, I always feel way too often it feels like I make a bunch of tech improvements and just like flub it over. Speaking of, like, I don't think I normally, like, screw this area up of all things. Yeah, take the slow, safe route for now. Best friends, like, if you go into your friend screen and just swipe or something, it shows you the exact stats boosts and all that for each friend ranking in Pokemon Go. Off the top of my head, I think the most major thing about it is that you get a huge chunk of EXP when you hit best friends with someone. Beyond that, it's very similar to Ultra and Gray Friends, except more. Like when you raid with someone, you get more of an attack bonus, more Pokeballs for doing the raid. If you're actually local with someone, it also unlocks a concept called Lucky Friends, where you do randomly when you send a gift to a best friend, you get lucky friends, and that next Pokemon trade you do with that person is a guaranteed lucky trade. That's all the ones I can think of, but I think that is the majority, if not all of them. Alright. Alright. Oh. I like what I was trying to do, but maybe not tonight. The fact that I'm, like, already this far in an hour is something I can be happy about in of itself. I'm not going to celebrate until we actually get to the end, but it does leave a good sign, is what I'm trying to say. Alright. That's the wrong way. Right. I also gotta keep in mind that I can't cheese as much stuff as I used to, because now the level is actually designed around me having 2 dashes. But like the game is creative enough to actually like give you opportunities to. This is like the first level where you really like start exploring safe options versus more dangerous one to have a little bit of a risk. Yeah. It'd be cool to trade with more people. I get why they limit it the way they do, But I won't deny that it would be nice. It'd be a little awkward for me at times because there's a lot of times I add friends that I only just like chat with on occasions in Discord just to organize raids and that. And I actually hit like Lucky Friends with those people, so if Lucky Friends were in Pokemon Go, there'd be a few awkward moments with that, because I'm a little concerned about them all trying to like reach out to me at once. But the pros would definitely outweigh the cons of all that. Yeah. It's tough. There's a lot of people in a similar boat as you that can't actually trade with people in Pokemon Go. No, why did I do that? I know I have to go from below. They specifically design it that way. I don't know what it is, but I kind of just decided to like take things a little more chill with the gameplay style. And I mean, it might work to my favor. If I die less, then I'll still save time. Okay, there probably was a way to salvage it, but I didn't even realize I ran out of dashes until it was too late. Oh, there's a spring down there. That actually helps a lot. Not enough to help me, but optimal nevertheless. Alright. I didn't realize I realized what I was doing wrong. I was just a second too late. I think I usually try to do that one the hard way. That's so much easier though. Okay, no. Jackie K, you go up here. I feel like I've made that mistake in the past, like wasted time trying to go for that area, thinking it was the mandatory way to go, only realizing after I get to the top that's just for an optional strawberry. So hopefully, like, I saved a little time just from that in of itself. Alright. Can I, like, time this in a way that would be perfect? No friends to play to live close by. Yeah. I kind of feel kind of blessed just because, like, I got into local communities before remote raiding was a thing. Like, that was the only way you could actually get people to raid back before that feature was available. So, like, I kind of made connections with others and know what Discords and Facebook groups to go to earlier on. That's the only reason I have any local friends to trade with. And it's time. We are in the fuzzy room. This could make a run if I actually do well in it, but I won't. I never do well with fuzzies. Oof. And get this first try would be wonderful. Maybe I could, like, time my dashes in a way that I could, like, not hit the ground. But I'll take that. Alright. Why didn't I go diagonal? That was going so smooth. I almost want to say my thumb slipped, but I don't know if that was really the main reason. Wish you were legally allowed to drive. Well, if it's any assurance, there are some blessings to not driving. Like, you don't have to worry about gas. If you really want to, like, test your fate in other people, drive in, like, bad traffic areas. That's a fun way to test your patience. And I'm trying to emphasize the sarcasm in that for reasons. Like, if there's one thing I don't miss about going to the office, it's that drive up to work. Like, because I live in a rural enough area that, like, in order to get a job, I have to travel. I feel like I come across some of the worst areas on the drive up to work. Hold on. I want to clear the fuzzy first. So yeah, there's definitely like... why am I getting tripped up now? Why did I even grab that area? It's not mandatory for me at all. There we go. Nowhere to go is definitely the biggest flaw of not being able to drive. So, as you get older, depending on your area, hopefully like public transportation options open up too. Like, did you know that there's buses that take you to school, but there's also buses that take you to actual public areas? Like, obviously the more rural of an area you are, the harder it is to find that sort of thing, but those are definitely perks in and of itself. But again, like, that's probably like somewhere... Those probably won't be options you get to explore until you get older and your parents actually can... I don't want to say your parents trust you being independent, because that comes off just like as the parents being too clingy or something, but you get what I mean? Just the concept as you get older, they'll let you become more independent because you're more mature. Stuff like that. Alright. Dash over here. I don't know if dashing actually helped or not in that particular area. Literally in the woods, I can relate. I mean, the good news is we're done with Fuzzy, so... we are just about... 1-7. It's hard to... The problem is this level goes on for so long that it's kind of hard to tell if I'm making good pace or bad pace. Again. Yeah, just an example of, like, even though the game's designed around having 2 dashes that you have little shortcuts set, like, there was definitely a little shortcut there that I could take. I just didn't want to risk it. It just felt a little too risky. There's probably, like, a way I could play around that. But again, you gotta weigh the risk, because, as I keep saying, if there's one thing I know about speedrunning is there are advantages to taking the safer route, because even though it would save you time, dying more than often than not takes more time than anything you could do wrong. Right. Okay, I want to send this down here and... Right, I gotta get this out of the way. No, that's good. Like, I think this is the first time I've gone for that area as smoothly as I have. And I did catch that you had something else to say, Lava. I'll try to read it as soon as I can. A little bit of a focus right now for reasons we've already stated. Right. That should take me from here. Nice. Not nice. No. Hoping to get affiliate, get super lucky. Yeah. That's the other thing about the affiliate push. Like, I don't want to push it too hard, because I know that just because I hit affiliate doesn't mean that that like all the problems would be over, because the downside about like a lot of the work with affiliates and that's dependent a lot on the type of support you get. Like, if you do reach affiliate, never forget to thank the fans, because they make what you make. Like, those bits and points and all that you might want in order to make a career out of something like this, those are coming from actual people. So, like, a lot to the people. And you can make the same argument for, like, pretty much any form of content creation, from videos to art. The people who support you allow you to... Oh no! I pressed the skip... Fair. again, like, I'm not saying you're wrong for having that drive. And there's so much to move with that. I gotta take a moment to reflect on that. Like, we were on our way to the final portion, and of course I don't get it right away again. We're on the final portion, and of course I get too trigger happy and kind of say, like, skip cutscene? Nah, I'd rather play this again. Love you, Celeste, but I'd love to, like, make the progress and get a good time. Okay, wait until they pop out. Yeah. I had a feeling when you did an anonymous cheer that it was you, and I did catch you say that to the Go cast, or the Pokemon Go podcast crew at the end there. Yeah, there was like, I assumed that like you didn't want to cheer anonymously, that you wanted to actually cheer, but there was some sort of thing with Twitch preventing you from doing it non-anonymously. Am I right making that assumption? Shoot, did I waste one of my dashes there? No, perfect. You're only able to give $1. That's fantastic, though. That's still pretty generous in of itself. Like, $1 actually means something. I don't know how many candy bars you can buy anymore of $1, but you can still buy things with a single dollar. And it's just like with anything else on a platform with related views and that. Every little bit adds up. Even if a person can only like give one of something, whether it be a view or $1, if every person, if you have like 100 people and each of them give one of that thing, I almost forgot about the trick here, but it all adds up relatively quickly. You're stuck in anonymous mode. Maybe that was the wrong order to do that in. Maybe I needed to, like, hit from here. Nah. Oh, that's what it is. You jump to it and then dash into it. Now I gotta hit this button. Oh, that should have worked. Oh well. Man, I always get a little frustrated when I get caught up in trivial things like that, because I know there's little stuff like that that adds up to the time. Alright, save the dash. Okay, first run. Got the emote shot going through, I see. Sorry, like, maybe it's the music, but, like, something about this room really makes me feel like I gotta concentrate. I think part of this, too, is knowing that, like, this is the final stretch before the final stretch. Okay. There's, like, so much you gotta do. If you don't get it all first try, you gotta do multiple tries. Come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes! You're gifted subs. I always found that a cool element of Twitch, just the fact that other people can gift you subs. Like, I have a ton of... Obviously, I can't show them off now, but I have a ton of subs from just, like, people that I casually follow, and even some that, like, I may not have actually watched stream in a long time. It's kind of real neat to get all those subs from all those people. I think you might be getting enough gift subs to the point where you kind of understand what I was saying before, though, about just, like, you get some... There's a point where you get gifted so many subs that, like, it's kind of hard to organize all your subscriptions, just because they're all, like, coming in. Like, when you have a lot of different people that you got the subscriptions from, it takes a long time to scroll through them all. Or am I just, like, complaining about first world problems? I could definitely see the latter being the case. I should have just gone diagonally and up. So we're at 115. I forget how good that is. I'm gonna just pretend that that's good. There are some tricky elements to this area, but there's definitely like parts. There's definitely like floors, rooms, whatever you want to call them, that I can get through first try no problem. Hopefully it evens out to a good run. And I guess like a thing I gotta remember too is, even if I don't get PB, there's still some good that could be obtained if I get a fast enough time. Cause we've been over the story of how I wasn't able to submit my PB to speedrunners because like the freaking thing I was messing around with was blocking just the wrong areas to prevent me from actually going through it. Okay. I don't know why I sometimes struggle with that area, but I'm glad like the past couple runs I didn't get caught up there, because I can imagine that being a huge time sink. Alright. Cool, and we get to ride the updraft now, which is going to be fun. But then the game designs the room around it. Okay, good. I was a little worried to make that. It definitely feels like this part's going smooth, which is good, because this is like one of the two time-consuming. This level is where the biggest time sink is. So if there's like a bunch of stuff about it, then I'm doing good, and maybe I jinxed myself. But if I can do here, we got a PB, no problem. Oof, okay, good. Just can't run out of stamina. No. Whew. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm ignoring chat right now, but there's like so much being smooth. Focusing on when I do die. Well, one, I have been dying a lot, so that's part of the reason why I haven't had as much time to look in the chat. But just as importantly, I feel like I've been spending that time more just trying to focus, get myself ready for the next step forward. Eventually, I'm gonna get to see the chat again. We're already at 11. I don't even want to look at the clock yet, but this definitely feels like it's going really smooth. No, oh man, I almost missed the checkpoint. Spring, get that. Wow, so many of these I'm clearing first try. I love if this was one of them. No, I don't think they were cheating, they just have specific rules to prevent cheating. And it's kind of common sense when you break it down, because like, there's certain areas that your stream layout can't be blocking. The time, the version, stuff that they would need to see to actually see your time and to actually approve it. And it's like, I know they know I'm not cheating because I have nothing to lose, or like I don't have anything to gain from cheating or pretending that my time is as huge as it was, because even if that run was submitted, I would still be the slowest Celeste U Game Plus runner on the site. So it's definitely not like it was actually gonna change any rankings or anything. It's just like, you got rules, so you gotta follow them, and I respect that. Man, okay. Something about this just feels like it's going so good, and I'm like, no. Of course I had to open my mouth. Just kill me! Just kill me! I'm falling. Ugh. That sucks. All that time it took me to fall was worse than the death in of itself. Okay. It's fine. We got another checkpoint. We're at floor 5 already. Time is coming up, though. I don't think we're getting that 123. But I will be content with a 125. And that feels very realistic at this point. Or maybe not. Maybe I always say I'm not gonna get the time, and then I realize like how close I am to the end. If I get this... This is a tricky area, but if I get it first try... Yes! It's a home stretch. We are actually making a PB, guys. And gals. Sorry, I do kind of just like use guys as a gender-neutral term. It's how I was growing up with. I don't... Like, mine is just like growing up with it. I don't have a... No, why am I talking about this at the end? PB! PB! Yes! Actually, I should probably skip the cutscene because the timer's still going. Chapter complete. And that's the thing I was confident on. Like, I was discovering so many things in the end stretch, or I discovered so many things that vastly improved my time in the last run. That I was pretty confident that I discovered a couple more in this one that would make it easy to hit the new record. Well, I guess in this particular layout they will, because I do have the chat there, but it's fine. It's fine. And if it wasn't obvious enough, I'm fairly casual speedrunning. Like, I just speedrun because I love this game and love more excuses to play it, and like, Chapter Farewell is stupid hard, and that and like the hardest B-side in the game are the only two things I have left to do. So... I appreciate the defense, but I think we all know that no one's accusing anyone of cheating. Yeah, do I go for the rest of this cutscene, or do I just skip to the closure now? Okay, we got... Livestream's been going in 2 hours. I was thinking about doing something else after the run, but like it's almost a 2-hour run already. Let's skip to the epilogue and actually get the final count. I just wanted a moment to breathe, take it in, and like enjoy a celebration with everyone. Alright. Last thing, I could have sworn that we had like had under 20, but I think I like celebrated too soon and missed a little time on the cutscene. I could do battle.